Okay, so the movie I chose was The Perfect Daughter, and um, technically, what that movie was, it was how a father, Martin Parrish, changed, like, his whole relationship changed with his daughter, and his whole um, kind of world shifted to something that his daughter did at a party getting drunk. And so he changed a lot mentally and kind of, I guess, physically or work wise. Okay, so analyzing behaviors and most and mental processes, I would say that what I saw was like angry outburst, aggressiveness, lying, I uh, not working as much as he used to. So he just kind of stopped working at all, or wouldn't work as much, and excessive worrying, and like out of nowhere he was just like um, act out, like get mad all of a sudden, or um, just kind of have like a little tantrum, as one would say. Okay, so what I first thought of considering through just trying to diagnose him, I kind of believed it was PTSD, but into looking further with more details and more descriptions and more understanding. There are various types to adjustment disorders. So the type that he had was mixed with disturbance of emotion and conduct, based on the DSM book. So that would be 543.24 if we need that. Which is characterized by worrying, anxiety, lying, anger, and um, like like So the factor that I believe contributes to the development of adjustment disorder is psychological. Okay, so I think some factors like infidelity, abandonment, and like parenting alone um, contribute to the development of adjustment disorder and psychological psychologically. Yes. Um, and then the perspective that I believe best explains this is psychoanalytic. Um, again, I can say that his behaviors are influenced by conflict, or by his behaviors. I can say his behaviors are influenced by conflict. I guess what he saw or what he witnessed made him stress out too much. His behavior did change a lot from the beginning. Again, he was not hardworking, so he no longer did as much labor as he used to, and somebody else had to carry the work for him. He became very aggressive and like kind of like very the word lost my mind. Close to like punching someone. I guess aggressiveness, and like kind of restricted himself from like kind of thought about that. He even lied to get away. He even lied um, to get like somebody incriminated, um, for a false accusations for something that kind of didn't happen. So yeah, he was even at that point to like lie for something that didn't even happen. So a treatment that I would consider for this disorder would be therapy. I guess you could do medications, but I prefer therapy because it will help not only I guess kind of cure the disorder, but like help him be open and talk more to somebody, especially if he's by himself. Um, I guess it will help him like give back the feeling of functioning and give back like the idea that he can I guess cope with his feelings. And therapist also can help emotionally and can be there to support them and to support him, and he will be able to continue to he can always go to therapy, and therapist will like comfort him and make sure that he's okay and try to stabilize this disorder. And they can also apply techniques or different forms of which they can help him reduce this disorder or eliminate it at all. Um, and also, the therapist can listen and understand the cause or what was the reason as to why this all happened in the first place. So I guess just kind of letting him talk it all out and kind of person-centered therapy, I guess, talking it all out and just kind of understanding him and knowing what he's trying to say or trying to let out, especially with just being one person, one parenting, only parenting, and like having to go through different stages in life where caused him a lot of stress. So, like mentioned earlier, I believed that it was PTSD at the beginning, at the start of this, but into further research, I realized that PTSD kind of has a more intense like effect as to what caused it, for like a traumatic experience, or like the death, like seeing someone die or something that kind of like hurts you a lot. And adjustment disorder is not really that, but it's something a little not so traumatic, but it does affect you in some way. So I guess an example of that would be again like um having like to lose a relationship that you've built so much, like a long-term relationship, and all of a sudden you're like get separated or no longer are together. So that would be a cause of adjustment disorder because another thing I would say about adjustment disorder is the fact that it is an acute disorder. So it takes the development for this, it takes 3 months from the time uh, an event starts, and then its duration is not that long. After that, it may end up being 6 months. And again, I assume that, or not I assume, but like therapy, um, with therapy, you can shorten this and you can improve way better or faster than having to like deal with it for that period of time. Again, if you do not find help or you do not seek help at all, the um, this can lead to overall um, suicide. So, and if you do not find help, this will eventually lead to maybe suicide. And that is not good, especially for a father or somebody of authority helping out more people. Um, this type of disorder can also happen when you lose a relative, somebody close again, and um, I guess that's I see where the thoughts or suicidal thoughts are having to end um, could come. So I can see why it would happen, and that's why it has like 3 months and 6 months of like duration, and hopefully like you can make it through your 6 months of time and have therapy to talk it all out and just kind of let loose because if you're keeping
Experience just one symptom, but can experience many more. The typical symptoms include 1. Anxiousness, 2. Impulsive or rebellious actions, 3. Crying, 4. Feelings of helplessness, sadness, or being trapped, 5. Lack of concentration, 6. Being withdrawn, 7. Suicidal thoughts, 8. Loss of self-esteem. Physical symptoms are more rare but may show up. They include 1. Indigestion, 2. Insomnia, 3. Trembling or muscle twitching, 4. Feeling sore, 5. Body pain, 6. Fatigue.
last but not least, I want to mention the fact that the clip that I put in, um, it talks about like the um, symptoms, and Martin did not have any uh, physical symptoms like fatigue or whatsoever. It was all what mental processes, and yeah, I guess just kind of more on his in his brain rather than physically affecting him. So yeah, and I guess that is all. So I would love to include a scene of the movie, but sadly, there are none that I can take, and I tried like doing another way, but it didn't work out. So I guess I'll describe a scene like where he like starts like yelling at the dad, like the uh, other he starts yelling at another character in the movie, and so he becomes very aggressive. And I think I believe at one point he did punch him, and like I guess like he's never done all sorts of stuff, and it's all due to what has happened to him in the past, which kind of it affected him a lot.